Live streaming is on.
Eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. So the key thing here is that we're going to do an abbreviated version. Basically, we just want to, do the minimum prior to the minimum priorities, right?
Yeah.
So the first step is to basically list all of the possible bonus token payroll options, right? Then we want to do a cutoff. Prioritize them and then cut them off, okay?
Okay.
So let's start with the tokens from deferred upfront pay, bonus pay. Right?
Yeah.
There's overtime bonuses. Taking overtime bonuses, and there's a whole bunch of these.
There is overtime. There is the upfront cap, like the amount that's over.
So that would be
How do we call it in the budget?
You have back pay above base token payroll, and you've got jurisdictional. No. So there's no individual, as far as I know, there's no individual jurisdiction pay within bonus payroll. So let's just note that. So there should not be any individual jurisdiction bonuses. So this would be
the family jurisdiction, no?
Yeah, but we do have family jurisdiction.
Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
But then you have global equity bonuses. I feel like this also would include half-year bonuses.
Half-year bonuses.
Yeah. So then you have position and leadership bonuses. And then there's obviously other, network equity. If it didn't happen before. And then you've got I don't know, let's just say other bonuses. I think that pretty much covers everything. And there's also eventually we'll have like project and category bonuses.
Yeah, like the game token or the gamification token.
Probably separate things. So gamification bonuses, but I don't know. I don't think those would really be bonuses. So I don't know if that would actually be applicable. So we'll have to see. I feel like the gamification, if it's not, should be real time. If it's not real time, then it's not really a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, I think that's everything on my list. I think that covers everything.
Yeah, looks good.
So let's just let's go ahead and
Prioritize.
well, actually, there's one other category, which would be actually there's two other categories. There is minimum universal equity, and then the other one is local jurisdictional equity bonuses. Global equity bonuses. Cool. All right. Awesome. All right. So should we go ahead and just vote on them individually, or just go through
Time
them
to
together?
pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right.
You want to vote on them as well, or do you want just to go through and we'll do it together?
We can do it together.
Okay, so let's just do a priority score.
Yeah, priority.
I think this one's obviously the biggest priority is the tokens from deferred upfront bonus pay.
Mm-hmm.
Token overtime bonuses, I don't know, like 5, 6, let's say 5.5. Output and deliverable bonus. I mean, I think this is actually really important. I don't think it's essential for now, so it might get cut off, but I feel like it's extremely important overall because this is the most important bonuses is deliverables. You know, we need to be offering clear bonuses, and until we have a bigger budget that can do more upfront bonuses, we should use tokens to incentivize doing deliverables.
Exactly. I would put it higher.
Higher?
First we need to set up the
Yeah,
bonuses.
it's not even set up exactly yet.
Yeah.
So bonus back pay above base token payroll. Well,
Is
this is obviously very high priority.
Yeah.
And I don't think individual jurisdiction bonuses happen, but obviously if they did, they would be high priority. Family jurisdiction bonuses, obviously I think this is very high priority. And global equity bonuses, not as high priority. Local jurisdiction, no. Half your bonuses. I mean, half your bonuses would be high priority if it was time for half your bonuses. I don't know where we are in the half your bonuses time frame. Position and leadership bonuses, you know, I would say this is also a pretty high priority along with output and deliverables bonuses. Because that's similar, you know, it's like if you step up and you take on higher leadership positions, like you deserve a bonus. Network equity, you know, I don't think this is a huge high priority, but it's still important. Other bonuses.
It should happen separately, I think. The network.
It should be, yes. And then we also had discussion of that other kind of token, you know, the new token we were talking about doing, like the power token or the contribution token. All right, so project and category bonuses, not a priority. Gamification, not a priority. Minimal universal equity, not a priority. So I think that's where I see the score starting here.
All right, let me sort it out. Okay. There we go.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Alrighty, so I mean, I would say maybe you just cut off, you know, at family jurisdiction. So that would do three bonuses for this round, which would be so this is the token, right? So here we have T2ML. The back pay is the back pay is T2M, right?
Back pay is T2ML. Yeah.
That's bonus pay, so that's also back pay. So both of those are T2ML.
Yeah.
Then this one is 0BZB.
Uh-huh.
And then if we added the family jurisdiction token, I can't remember what the family jurisdiction token was. We might have to set that up. So
Why don't we use only the 0 PZB? Is the jurisdiction token, but the individual jurisdiction is in the base equity, is in the base token, and the family jurisdiction is in the bonus. But the token is one. Is the jurisdiction token.
possibly, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, right?
The question would be why wouldn't we just issue the full family jurisdiction at within the base token payroll then? There would be no reason not to do it.
I mean, eventually, but at the moment,
I think it's all about value, right? It's all about value, that the goal is to increase the value of the OPZV token and get everybody their individual jurisdiction. And until we can do that, we really need to separate out the family jurisdiction value, because we're just not capable of achieving that value yet, right? So, I mean, we haven't obviously achieved the back pay value. So the back pay value is like obviously priority above all, right? Because this is money that everyone should be getting anyways, and it's money that people basically.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So the back pay is basically money people are counting on and getting anyways, right? It's like money that people should be getting already. So I feel like the individual jurisdiction bonuses is above what would be expected back pay, whereas the family jurisdiction bonuses is way beyond. Right, this is like way beyond what we can achieve in time. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to me, it's the opposite. Like the individual jurisdiction and the family jurisdiction is the money that everybody should get, and the back pay is your, I mean, is your equity token. So, and it's your benefit as well, right? So it makes sense how it's how we do it today. I mean, in the future, with a bigger budget and everything, obviously, it's going to be probably easier to turn your back pay into upfront pay, and the benefits are going to be higher and everything. But still, it makes perfectly sense that we have this token that also goes a lot of value into it, that also determines your equity, right? While to me, if once we're going to be successful, to me it's just something that everybody should. All right, so you live there. What's your family jurisdiction? Okay, so this is your minimum, proportionate to your working hours, obviously, and everything. This is automatically your minimum pay.
What is the minimum pay?
The family jurisdiction.
Yeah, but in reality, that's just not the case, right? Like you go to jurisdictions all over the world, and people do not get paid the family jurisdiction. People get paid a fraction of what they should. So in the real world, people aren't getting the family jurisdiction, right? They're living on scraps and barely getting by. You know?
And that's why I'm talking about us. In our organization, to me, the back pay it makes sense how it is today, right? Because the back pay is something that you.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
I just
The
love
back,
the rhythm so much that we actually got it set up to be automated. It's so cool.
yeah, we just need to change. I think the voice. Bob is nice, but
Oh,
can find
we should
something.
have like a dozen different voices people can choose from eventually.
Yeah, yeah, in the website. Yeah.
All right, so I mean, I just I don't. There's just if all we if we automatically issue family jurisdiction, right? There is no individual jurisdiction. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
Individual jurisdiction doesn't exist
no,
unless it's separate.
no, I perfectly understand it. I mean, what I'm saying is that in the future, uh, first, as we talked already, right? First, we are aiming at the individual jurisdiction. That is the minimum upfront that everybody should get. Once we reach that level where everybody is getting an upfront pay based at the minimum to their individual jurisdiction, then we should move forward to the family jurisdiction, and that should be the minimum that everybody should get as upfront. I mean, obviously proportional to the working hours and everything. While the back pay is something that you earn if you go beyond, right? I mean, if you work substantial hours on the same responsibility on the same process, then you get substantial back pay, right? You work more hours than you're budgeted, then you get back pay, and that
Yeah, but
makes sense.
we're not talking about what people should get. We're talking about the value, right? So when we're talking about the value, right, which I'm putting in column F here, right? The current value of T2ML is like, I don't know, like let's look it up real quick, but it's like,
7 cents, I
5
think.
cents, 7 cents, right? So if T2ML is 7 cents, then that means it's 7 cents on the dollar because it should be worth $1, right? Because T2ML is $1 per issued token, but it's only valued at 7 cents, right? So our goal is to get the T2ML token up to the value of $1 per token as soon as possible. Once that happens, the T2ML token becomes upfront pay. You get what I'm saying? Because it will be equal to value as
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open, you guys.
it'll be equal to value as the upfront pay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
So then once T2ML is worth $1, then and only then do we start focusing on getting OPZV up to $1. Right? So then we want to get OPZ up to $1 and get that value built up. So because right now OPZV is worth like what? Like a penny, right?
Yeah, but
And
I
the
think
goal is to
2 pennies.
get OPZV up to $1. Then once we get OPZ up to $1, then let's say we call this one, VHXE or whatever it's going to be called. I can't remember what one we created. No, we created. I just don't know which one it is. So this one is currently probably worth 1/10 of a penny, right? And so the value of that we want to get up to $1 as well. But until OPZV is up to $1 and T2ML is up to $1, it doesn't make sense to basically prevent us from getting OPZV. Like the primary objective of increasing value is to limit distribution, to limit the amount of tokens that you mint. Right? So you want to mint the minimum possible number of tokens because every single time you mint an additional token, you're reducing the value of all the other tokens. So if our goal is to get the T2ML token up to $1, we want to issue as few T2ML tokens as possible. And they should only be very, very high value tokens. right? That they're very high value, that basically there's a lot of very important work that was done, and that value is real, that's going to turn into real value in the future, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So if we issue the family jurisdiction token instead of the individual jurisdiction token, it'll be almost impossible. It will take 3-4 times longer and more difficult to ever get the OPZV token valued up to $1. It'll be way beyond grasp. And it'll be much easier to get the family jurisdiction value up to $1 if we do the OPZV first. Because if we get any token up to a certain value, it'll make it that much easier to get the next token up to a certain value. And the biggest difference between T2ML and OPZV is that T2ML is the closest, is not actually equity.
Take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Can I finish what I was going to say here?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is simply that T2ML is a very special token because it's not actually equity. We do not offer T2ML to sale to anybody, right? You can't buy the T2ML token, right? You can only trade it, right? It's only issued through Backpay. You can only get, investors can never, ever buy T2ML. Only workers who have accumulated budget value that is now not able to be paid. That's the only way to issue T2ML. So it's a very, very special token, right? OPZV is an equity token. Investors can buy OPZV just like any other equity value. You can't buy T2ML, right? So the OPZV is our most foundational level equity for the co-op. So it's a very important token, and we want, eventually, once T2ML is basically equal to upfront pay, there's no need to have back pay anymore. We don't need back pay because we'll have all the upfront pay that we need. So
Yeah.
this is what's important. We want to get our equity value up. The T2ML is technically temporary, right? Because if we had a huge, but let's say we had $1 million, we wouldn't be issuing back pay. There would be no back pay. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, perfectly. No,
But
I get it.
there would still be OPZV. OPZV is the foundational, most important equity that exists because it is the only first level equity of the entire co-op. Whereas the T2ML actually isn't equity, it's back pay.
Okay, so
Do we take a break?
yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, so we'll take a quick break. Let's 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, and then I have a
Then we
question.
finish this discussion. Yeah, this is really important because I want to make sure we're on the same page here. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look at this stroke. Yeah, I am working. I'm taking my time break. Take a break every half hour. All right, I'm almost done. Okay, I'll turn it off. All right.
Okay.
So let's make sure we get this individual jurisdiction versus family jurisdiction token clarified here.
No, I think I get it.
Okay, and the same thing would be true with the global jurisdiction token, because we wouldn't want to like overlap the family jurisdiction token with the global jurisdiction token, because then it would just devalue and make the family jurisdiction token worthless. Yeah?
I have a question. I never tried it, but like for example, right? The system is it works like for example, if you take me, I have 0 individual jurisdiction because every month since basically I was hired, my upfront was, I think, either always higher or I accumulated always so much back pay that I always only got T2ML, which makes sense because I can take my T2ML and trade them for OPCV.
Correct.
Right, perfect. That's why the T2ML is an equity token indirectly, as you're saying. It's not a direct equity token, but you can. But
Well,
it's the most valuable.
Yeah. It is. It's an equity token because it's back pay, but it's back pay equity, and it's an equity token because it's 100% at risk, right? Your T2ML could be worthless forever, and it's like, you know, some people are lucky and they get their back pay turned into upfront pay.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And others of us, like myself, for example, have no dream of ever even getting all my back pay turned into upfront pay, right? It's never going to happen. So in the context of because I probably have $1 million of back pay from decades of work that has never been paid, you know? Or maybe not $1 million, but you know, a lot of freaking money, you know? Like it's like,
but you should at least have $1 million.
I know, but it's not the priority, right? And plus on the model, the T2ML token will never be my back pay, right? Because I only have as much T2ML token as you do, right? I'm not going to be getting any more T2ML token because I have more back pay. I will get a different token for my back pay from previous leap cycles, right? Because every 2.5 years, we have a different token, right? So all of my previous back pay does not compete with the value of the T2ML token. And this is very, very, very important, extremely important. I don't want to go into all the details, but it's super duper important to reset the value of the token system every 2.5 years or other eras and other frequencies. Because if you don't do that, then you're left with the system where you end up with people like Bill Gates and, just ridiculously rich people that just own everything, right? So in the context of understanding the T2ML token, it's simply like you get T2ML token instead of individual jurisdiction token, and it's much more valuable, and you can easily buy OPZV with T2ML or US dollars, right? Or Brazilian real or whatever. Because it's like OPZV is an open market investment, right? Anyone can invest in OPZV, right? Whereas T2ML, nobody can invest in T2ML. T2ML is only for workers. And once T2ML has been paid off and is equal to $1, there is no more back pay, right? Because then we just pay it as upfront pay, right? That makes sense?
Yeah, perfectly sense. And the system is perfectly perfectly set up. I mean, the T2ML is way more valuable because, I mean, yeah.
T2ML is the most valuable, basically, equity token that we have because.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So T2ML is the most valuable because there simply is no other equivalent. It's like it'll be the most rarest token that is issued. All right, so
Yeah, that's why.
the only things that are more rare than T2ML is, of course, the actual upfront tokens. Like the upfront pay tokens are obviously more rare because those ones you actually have to buy, with upfront money, right? So, what I feel is so important about the bonus token payroll is because your bonus pay is above your jurisdictional pay and you're issued T2ML, you're not getting your T2ML unless we do the bonus token payroll. So it's extremely important to be issuing bonus token pay for your work. So of all the people who need the bonus token, it's you are the number one top priority. And it has nothing to do with the individual jurisdiction. It has everything to do with getting your back pay. Does that make sense? Because your back pay is above your individual jurisdiction. Okay?
Yeah, I know that very well. That's why I mean.
Yeah. So, but you don't need to worry about not getting OPZV. It's not as valuable, right? You just want to get as much T2ML as you can, and then get, whatever the family jurisdiction token is, which would be like VHXE or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just you want to get that token as well, and that token is not anywhere near as valuable as OPZV or T2ML, right? It's like a fraction of the value as the other ones. Okay.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's for me, it's good. I mean, that I never got OPZV ever.
Well, it's only good in the sense that you your contract with the organization is to get more value in relationship to your pay than your individual jurisdiction, right? Because you're asking for more value than your individual jurisdiction, which anyone can do, right? The individual jurisdiction is just there as a benchmark set by an arbitrary algorithm that we don't even understand, right? Which is part of the livingcost.org, right? We don't know exactly how they do that, but what we do know is it's better than minimum wage, right? Minimum wage is a complete joke.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So in terms of next steps here, one of the things that obviously, if we do this properly, I need to, this would be a responsibility, is set up family jurisdiction token and get it ready for payroll processing. So this is a very important responsibility that I would need to be involved in before we can get this done. But you can do all the calculations, and then when we actually get to the running, we're going to have to do this, and eventually this is going to include, setting up new liquidity, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, perfect. So the cutoff is family jurisdiction bonus.
I mean, I think we want family jurisdiction bonus like right off the bat, because without that, we're only basically just issuing back pay, right? Because there is nothing else. The individual jurisdiction bonus is not really applicable to the individual jurisdiction token is not applicable to the bonuses. Because the definition of the individual jurisdiction token is your base pay, right? So the base pay comes first and foremost as the number one top priority for everyone to get issued their base pay, and that the value for that before any bonuses. So the family jurisdiction is considered a bonus. And the reason a family jurisdiction is considered a bonus, because if you're getting the family jurisdiction, you are doing very well in terms of like societal living, in your jurisdiction. Like it's you're getting plenty of money to be able to live and take care of your family and like doing everything. Is it enough? No, but it's still, way more than enough to be able to take care of a family. But more importantly, it also applies to individuals. So if we're paying individuals family jurisdiction wages, that's a lot of money for an individual, but they deserve it, right? It's like if you choose not to have a family, you still deserve to have enough money to have a family, right? If you decide to have a family next week, right? You should always have
Totally.
to have a family if you want a family. Whereas the way that our society works now is that basically, when you get started working, you don't have any choice. Like you don't get paid enough to be able to cover the cost of the family. It's like crazy how hard it is to actually.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
All right, stretch.
Alrighty. So I think we're looking pretty good at this. I mean, there's definitely a lot of details, but the overall calculations are pretty simple. Bonus back pay above base token payroll is just calculated based on everyone's POP. And then the family jurisdiction bonus is just calculated based on everyone's jurisdiction, right? Because everyone has two jurisdiction numbers. They have their individual jurisdiction, and then they have their family jurisdiction.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, cool. Yeah, I agree with the cutoff.
To finish up this conversation, I just want to make sure that you understand that let's say that you came and you decided that you wanted to invest into the co-op, right? And you want to make a direct investment into the co-op. If someone said, okay, I want to give $5,000 in the co-op, they would get 5,000 OPZB. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And then we could use that money to pay people off in their back pay and turn their back pay into upfront pay. But the actual investor would not get QTML, they would get OPZB. So I think we are.
Tutomel is, yeah, it's great.
So I think we are done at this point, right? On this topic at least. And then as far as moving forward, like, I mean, if there's any silent work we could do, is good. We could check in on the quarterly bills real quick if we wanted to. But I personally would like to do some silent work on the nonprofit and the CCC. coordination. I'm still working on that, which I'm almost done with. I was hoping to get it done tonight. We also could consider running the bonus token payroll. If neither of us want to prioritize that, no one else is here, then I think we're good on that. So I would say just doing some silent work, or we can just like wrap it up. And I got to get packed here. I still have another hour of packing or so. So
yeah. So
To pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
do you have any other questions on the bonus token payroll?
yeah. So I'm good to go. All right.
Good to go. What do you mean?
To start working on this process.
Yes, yeah, you're good to go. I mean, this is like super simple. Like line 14 would take me 5 minutes because it's already done and calculated. So it's just putting it in this Excel spreadsheet. Line 18, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes per person. You're just going into their POP. You're seeing how much they got paid for their total value and their equity, and then you're subtracting that from their upfront pay and their upfront bonus pay, and then you're left with what's anything that's left over, which basically everybody's going to be zero except for you. I think nobody else is going to get that.
Which
Right?
one?
Line 15, right? The bonus back pay above base token payroll. I don't think anyone else is getting that except for you. But it's easy calculation just to make sure. So then you have then you've got the family jurisdiction, which is just calculated based on your total family jurisdiction value per individual minus all of their payments that have already been paid. And then that equals the total family jurisdiction. Nobody has gotten paid above their family jurisdiction. So that is very, very easy to calculate. And then we're just going to ignore the global equity for now.
Sorry, Jake. Can we just go over the family jurisdiction quickly?
Uh-huh.
How do you calculate it then? Then I would wrap it up. And I mean, I have a lot of work, but I mean,
we can wrap up after we finish this for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
can we make let's make a calculation example for family jurisdiction. I'm line 42.
Okay, so the easiest thing to do is just you have your base equity payroll, right?
Yeah.
So base equity payroll, and you understand that base equity payroll is based on individual jurisdiction, right?
Perfectly, yes.
So then you take your upfront pay, right? And so then you subtract your upfront pay from your individual jurisdiction, and then that gets you your
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
You subtract your upfront pay from your individual jurisdiction, and this gives you your this gives you your OPZB.
And QTML.
No, you subtract your upfront pay and back pay from your individual jurisdiction. You get your OPZB.
No. You subtract your upfront pay from the individual jurisdiction, the base equity, and then the difference. If you have enough back pay, you get it all in back pay. Otherwise, you get back pay or OPZB.
Yeah, but basically, if you start with your total individual jurisdiction, right? So your total individual jurisdiction value, right, minus your upfront pay minus your back pay is equal to your OPZ. Oops.
Yeah.
Because you split it out, like anything that's going to be back pay, you get that first before your OPZ.
Yeah.
Okay, so my understanding here is that the calculation for family jurisdiction is the same. Family jurisdiction would be your total family jurisdiction minus your upfront pay, minus your back pay, minus your individual jurisdiction, or we could just say T2ML, and then that would be equal to your, this is the, the new token, whatever it is, right? Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, the difference is that in the family jurisdiction, you would subtract your entire back pay.
Yeah, I messed it up. So this is minus OPZB. So then back pay would be T2ML, right? T2ML, right? So this back pay T2ML. Okay.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. Also, one other question. I mean, for the
jurisdiction value, you subtract your upfront pay, you subtract your back pay, and then that's equal to your OPZV. For your total family jurisdiction, you subtract your upfront pay, you subtract your back pay, and then you subtract your OPZV, and that is equal to the family jurisdiction token.
But you also should in the family jurisdiction, we also should be subtracting the bonus upfront pay.
Well, that's part of your upfront pay, all upfront pay.
Yeah, but in the total, in the individual jurisdiction, in the base token, you subtract only the upfront pay, the base upfront pay, right?
Yeah,
while
I mean,
here you would subtract also the bonus, because I mean here is where you subtract the part of the bonus that you already received in upfront pay, and automatically the remaining part you get it in here back pay.
I'm a little lost, but it's definitely possible that to get your bonus upfront pay, you're supposed to be transferring T2ML or OPZV or something like that to get like your back pay. Like, I don't think you're supposed to be getting additional OPZV beyond the actual upfront pay. So if you're getting paid additional upfront pay for your bonus, you should be transferring back either T2ML or OPZV to equate for the difference. So we can just note that. So no.
I mean, no, because it makes sense. I mean, you equate for the difference in the bonus token. You don't you subtract in the bonus token. You subtract the base upfront pay and the bonus upfront pay, so you get less T2ML or family jurisdictions tokens. That's where
I don't think you're getting,
balancing out.
I don't think you're getting any OPZV in this time. You would, in fact, it would be the opposite. You would be taking away OPZV, because if you're getting additional upfront pay, their OPZV should be going down.
Yeah, I mean, every next process, you always, I mean, the base token payroll, you subtract basically.
Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
You subtract the base token. You subtract everything, all the value that you have received up to that point, right? The base token, and then when there is the bonus token, you subtract all the value that you've gotten up to that point, which means that you would also be subtracting the base token and the bonus upfront pay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible that it's that all the bonus pay is above and beyond the OPZV, but I'm not quite sure about that. Yeah. But it's definitely.
We see. I'll be working on it, and then we see.
It's definitely like new value, so it shouldn't affect the T2ML token because the bonus pay is obviously brand new value, right? So because it's brand new value, obviously for line 14, the tokens that are already deferred from the existing upfront bonus pay, that automatically is T2ML. There's no question about that, you know? But the only question is if you're issuing additional upfront pay, that should technically affect your total individual jurisdiction value because you are now getting more pay, right? Which would equate up against your individual jurisdiction value, right? Because it's still pay, it's upfront pay. And any and all upfront pay is the same. There's no difference between bonus upfront pay and base upfront pay. It's still all upfront pay, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I get it. So, I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense that in a value distribution, the payrolls, the workers need to distribute value back, right? The calculation should always take care of that. There's no way that the worker needs to send something in order to receive value. I mean,
well, we could, for example, well, obviously for back pay it does, right? You have to return.
yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's not payroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I say is that what you say makes sense. So we should think about changing the order of the processes. So we do the first the upfront pay, and so that then you would be subtracting the whole upfront pay to the base token already.
Yeah. So I mean, for now, you know, we're not in a place where we want to do that, but eventually we might want to do that. We could just, for example, we could consider holding a amount of OPZV that is subtracted from the next payroll. And we do that. We've done that many times in other payroll systems where we overpay or whatever happens. We just subtract it from the next payroll cycle, and then it would equal out properly. But the idea is that we just want to make sure that the OPZ value, token value, is as high as possible. We want to issue the minimal number of OPZV tokens that we possibly can, and we want to issue the maximum number of the family jurisdiction tokens that we possibly can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, and I don't see where and when we would be issuing any OPZV in the bonus token payroll.
No,
because the OPZV are already capped at the base equity calculation.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite. I feel like in the bonus payroll, we're actually removing OPZV. We're reducing the total number of OPZV, and we're instead increasing the number of family jurisdiction tokens.
I don't think you're reducing anything. You're just to me the bonus token is all right. You subtract everything that you already received, right? Did you receive OPZV? Boom, subtracted. Did you receive T2ML? Those are subtracted. Did you receive bonus upfront? That's subtracted. Base upfront, that's subtracted, right? And what is left is what you get, right? And if what is left, you have enough T2ML back pay accumulated to pay that, perfectly, you get T2ML. Otherwise, you would get T2ML and the family jurisdiction. I mean, we will see when we do the calculations, but...
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, in the finances, the order and what you do things doesn't matter, right? It just simply doesn't matter because it's just finances. You can calculate anything in any order. So basically, your total pay of all pay is equal to a specific amount, right? And then you take your your total value of your jurisdictional equity is equal to a specific number of tokens, right? So then if you add these two together, it should always be equal and correct, right? There should be a specific calculation where you can verify exactly to the number that there is no discrepancy. And what I'm saying is it's possible.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm just saying that it's possible, and we could easily calculate this, that if you send someone upfront base pay, and then you send them their OPZV equal to their individual jurisdiction, and then you send them additional upfront pay, right? And then you send them the equal family jurisdiction, and then you add all of that up, that their total equity that's distributed is more than their actual pay, because they got double paid from their upfront pay OPZV. So you actually are getting additional value that doesn't equate in the actual calculation. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like if it doesn't,
I get it now, Jay. Yes.
And I don't care whether it happens before or after, or 3 months from now, or even 5 years from now. It's a simple calculation, and you can verify that the exact amount of value that was contributed is the exact amount of value that was issued. And that's what matters, is that it's just verifiable, because having something verifiable is 100 times simpler than basically creating a system that just depends on the roll of the dice of when something happens, because then that is never verifiable. Okay.
Yes, I get it, Jay. Yes, you're perfectly right. I get it now. Yeah.
Cool. But either way, I'm not concerned about it, because obviously we haven't done that for previous bonus pay tokens. But the point is that even for this round, it doesn't matter either. But the point is that let's just like log that. Let's add it to the money support priorities, right? So that we can consider that again in the future. And then for this time, just like, let's not worry about it. Let's just do the payroll normally. But we could create in our system a way to track it into the next payroll and then subtract those OPZ from the next payroll. Whatever, we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. I just want to note that down. Okay.
I did note it down. I get it. I understand it. And I think it's, I mean, now that I get it, now that I understand it, there's no way that I'm going to be working on this without making sure that this is taken care of.
Yeah, it's
so
a simple
don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a simple. I get it. Simple. Anyways, I'm very excited. Very excited.
There's one other thing that I want to note that might be a very easy bonus. So if we go into line 23, okay, there's many different token overtime bonuses, right? So and there's literally 5 to 10 different ones. It's like OMG, right? So there is one of these that is very easily calculable, which is just the simple, direct time to money, no overtime, but no overtime value, but is still a bonus.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, so this particular bonus would be, for example, like let's say you're working 30 hours per week, right? Because 30 hours per week is the maximum jurisdictional value. Does that make sense? 30 hours per week?
Yeah.
But let's say you log 50 hours per week. So if you're working 50 hours per week, you're getting an additional 20 hours per week of value in bonus value, right? So under our current model, the family jurisdiction, right, and the